The story begins by showcasing a unique game called the Jurassic Games. This game has multiple levels and features many dinosaurs that have been created in a virtual reality world. If anyone is killed while playing the game, they will also die in reality. This entire setup is being managed by a private company to punish all the criminals. Before long, the game's popularity starts to rise significantly. Here, we are introduced to a criminal named Anthony, who is accused of murdering his wife. However, Anthony continuously insists that he did not kill his wife, but due to a lack of any evidence in his favor, he is imprisoned. Anthony's 2 children are left completely alone, so out of necessity, he has to join the Jurassic game. This dangerous game is set to have a total of 10 criminals participating, with only 1 criminal winning. The winner will have all their crimes forgotten and will be set free. Alongside Anthony, 9 other criminals join the game. The unique game begins to gain attention everywhere. The families of the criminals are worried, but the rest of the public views it as entertainment. They are indifferent to the fact that the criminals' lives could be at stake. Now, all the criminals are taken to the virtual reality world to play the game. Once inside the virtual reality world, a host appears before them, explaining the rules of the game to all 10 criminals. The host says that a circle has been fitted around each of their necks. If they attempt to break any of the established rules, the circle will explode, resulting in their death in real life as well. The host also tells them that they need to find a safe place as soon as possible where they can hide, and then further procedures will be explained. However, the criminals think that finding a safe place will be very easy. But as soon as the host disappears, large dinosaurs appear, starting to attack everyone. The 10 criminals begin to run for their lives because nobody wants to become food for such enormous dinosaurs. During their escape, 1 criminal is caught and eaten by a dinosaur, eliminating him from the game before it even begins. On the other hand, we see 2 criminals, Cat and Albert, fighting each other inside the jungle. At first, Cat is attacking Albert, but Albert doesn't seem to beg him to let him go. So, Cat leaves him alone and walks away. Suddenly, Albert attacks Cat from behind, biting into Cat's body with his teeth. All of this is being watched by the company's technicians and the audience, creating an entertaining atmosphere. Now, the game host is explaining the rules and regulations of the games to the public. Before that, the host talks about the deceased criminal, who has now died in reality as well. He does not encourage the audience to feel guilty about this criminal, as he had planted a bomb in a school bus, killing many children. The host then mentions that the remaining 9 criminals must cross dangerous places in Stage 1, which is a jungle. In Stage 2, they will face a maze, and in Stage 3, a mining site. The final stage is going to be extremely dangerous, which is not yet revealed to the audience. The criminal who completes all 4 stages will win, meaning all his punishments will be forgiven, and he will be set free. Inside the game, a girl named Joy is also shown, but she is attacked by Cat, who believes he needs to kill others to survive in the game. Cat and Joy begin to fight each other, but then Anthony intervenes, separating Cat from Joy and starting to attack him. As Cat gets slightly injured, Joy takes advantage of the situation and repeatedly strikes Cat on the head with a stone, resulting in Cat's death. Joy is also saying that to win, she must kill others, but Anthony explains to her and asks her to work together. So, they start to coordinate and move forward. After they leave, 2 small dinosaurs come to Cat, starting to fight each other to eat him, which means he will also die in reality. Outside the game, there is some conversation happening with Anthony's children. Anthony's 2 children wanted to believe that no matter what, their father loved them very much, and both kids were confident that their father did not kill their mom. They thought it was someone's conspiracy to frame Anthony. The technical staff of the Jurassic game continued to code to make the game even more difficult and entertaining. 2 senior staff members named Sejana and Laura were responsible for reporting on the entire game. Now, inside the game, Joy was shown attacking Anthony in anger. She had made a plan to kill others so that she would be the only one left to win. She tied a rope around Anthony's neck, and it looked like he would die that way. But then, another criminal named Run arrived and saved Anthony. Both wanted to kill each other, but Anthony explained to Run that if they teamed up, their chances of survival would increase significantly. Run found Anthony's argument convincing, so they set off together to clear the stages. A short distance away, another criminal named Wasp was shown, who had injured his leg while running through the jungle and could barely walk. Suddenly, the Masun brothers, consisting of an older and a younger brother who had murdered many people together, surrounded Wasp to kill him. However, Wasp fought fiercely to keep them at bay. Due to the struggle, the commotion attracted several dinosaurs toward them. The game host and his technical team were watching everything from outside and didn't want the three criminals to die so quickly. When the dinosaurs attacked them, the technical staff made those dinosaurs disappear, saving the lives of the Masun brothers and Wasp. Wasp promised the Masun brothers that he would get treatment for their sick mother and would give them a lot of money after they got out of the game. Therefore, the Masun brothers agreed to the deal. Meanwhile, Anthony and Run completed the first stage together and reached a safe place. The remaining players had cleverly completed stage 1. However, after entering a room called the Apple World, they started fighting with each other, only to realize that their feet were chained. After a short while, the host arrived to congratulate the remaining criminals for completing the first stage. Now it was time for stage 2, where all the criminals would have to solve a puzzle. The one who solved the puzzle first would receive an electric gun. Saying this, the host left the room. All the criminals quickly began to solve the puzzle. Here, a girl named Stephanie solved the puzzle first, but Albert, who solved it after Stephanie, snatched the gun from her and held everyone at gunpoint. Albert was about to fire at Run, but Run quickly moved out of the way, causing the electric bullet to hit the screen instead. Anthony took advantage of this moment, killed Albert, and took the gun. However, many dinosaurs had now been activated, moving towards all the criminals. Everyone hurried to finish their puzzle and escape, but Run's screen was completely broken, so he couldn't even touch it. Therefore, Anthony used the gun to break Run's chain, allowing everyone to go through the door. The dinosaurs relentlessly pursued them. Anthony stayed behind, sending everyone forward while using the gun to shoot the dinosaurs. In the chaos, Run got separated from the others, but unfortunately ended up back at the place where he had started. Small dinosaurs stood in front of him, capable of swallowing him whole. Now Run had no option but to fight those dinosaurs. He tied a chain around his hand and tried to show off his kung fu karate moves, but those moves were useless against the dinosaurs. The carnivorous dinosaurs caught Run and devoured him, meaning Run was also eliminated. Meanwhile, Anthony and the others reached a place where there was no path forward. But there was a small window-like opening that Anthony continuously shot at to make it larger. Now everyone hurried to escape through the window. Anthony kept stopping the dinosaurs from coming towards them. After a while, he also managed to get out through the window and was saved. Albert viewed Anthony as a major enemy, a thorn in his path, but Anthony still managed to defeat Albert and take his place. Just then, the host reappeared, informing everyone that they had also completed stage 2. Since Stephanie was the first to complete it, the host gave her a small gift, a map that would be useful in stage 3. After handing over the map to Stephanie, the host disappeared, indicating that stage 3 had begun. However, the Masun brothers started fighting with Stephanie, insisting that the map should belong to them. They argued with Stephanie and eventually took the map for themselves. Now, due to necessity, they all had to move forward together. Meanwhile, Suzanne and Laura continued to give interviews on TV about their unique game, but many reporters began questioning them because the game was effectively taking lives, whether they were criminals or not. Taking the law into one's own hands was not allowed for anyone. Inside the game, all the criminals reached a place where large dinosaurs resided, so they were quite relaxed, thinking there was no danger. But suddenly, a plant-eating dinosaur attacked Vasp, grabbing his entire head in its mouth. Although the Masun brothers tried very hard to save Vasp, they eventually managed to kill that dinosaur and chase it away. However, it was revealed that Vasp's entire mouth had been burned by acid, and he no longer had the strength to move forward. Thus, Vasp was also eliminated. Now, the Masun brothers started fighting each other because they needed to save Vasp to get the money from him. During their fight, Stephanie seized the opportunity to take her map. Then the host entered, announcing that they had all entered Stage 3, which was a mining field. On the other side of this entire area, a small box had been placed containing gun bullets, and they had to reach that spot somehow. However, this task was not easy. To demonstrate this, the host sent a dinosaur running across the field, and suddenly, due to an explosion, the dinosaur was blown away. It became clear that there were many explosive mines laid underground, scattered all around. With the help of the map Stephanie had, they could avoid the mines, and saying this, the host left. Stephanie carefully studied the map as she moved forward with everyone else. They had to step cautiously because one mistake could cost them their lives. However, the Masun brothers were still busy fighting among themselves. Despite this, Stephanie, Anthony, and the others managed to clear the stage and move to the other side, but the Masun brothers did not stop fighting each other. Then, the younger brother of the Masun brothers suddenly remembered something and immediately went to the other side. The time for Stage 3 was now up, and except for the older brother of the Masun brothers, everyone had cleared the stage. Consequently, the collar around the older brother's neck detonated completely, leading to his elimination as well. The younger brother could not bear to see his older brother die this way, and as he rushed to save him, a flying dinosaur captured the younger brother and dropped him from above, causing him to fall onto a mine, which exploded. Thus, both Masun brothers were eliminated. Stephanie quickly completed the stage and retrieved the gun bullets from the box. Now, they were all set to move on to their final stage. Here, Anthony, Stephanie, and Albert were discussing together. Although Anthony wanted Stephanie to give him the bullets for protection, Stephanie did not want to do this at all. Angered, Anthony left and went to Joy, who was standing on a mountain, admiring the view. Anthony told Joy that she looked exactly like his daughter and that he wouldn't have come into this game if he hadn't killed his wife. He explained that there were knife marks on his wife's body. When she went to open the door, all the evidence turned against me, making it seem like I was the one who had killed my wife. Joy, for some reason, kept listening to this carefully, but did not respond to Anthony. Then, from the other side, we hear Stephanie scream because a cat had started biting her. The cat tried to attack Stephanie. Anthony immediately rushed over to save her and fought the cat. However, the cat managed to stab Anthony in the stomach with a piece of wood, causing him significant injury. The cat now had a gun and wanted to kill Anthony. Anthony kept fleeing into the forest to save his life, but Billy, the cat, wouldn't stop pursuing him. Suddenly, Anthony, who was hiding in a spot, cleverly attacked Billy. The cat, with his gun, began to fall into a small area on the mountain but felt lucky that he still had the gun. However, shortly after, swarms of tiny insects surrounded him. Billy tried to use the gun to shoot the insects, but there were so many that they completely covered his body. Within just a few minutes, the insects devoured all of Billy's flesh, leaving only his skeleton behind, meaning Billy was eliminated as well. Stephanie, who was hiding to save her life, was attacked by an old-fashioned tiger. However, she managed to hide in a corner, causing the tiger to slip and fall down the mountain. But Joy was nearby and did not want Stephanie to progress further in the game, so she punched Stephanie and sent her tumbling down the mountain, where the hungry tiger began to eat her. Stephanie was eliminated from the game. On the other side, the host was informing the game's technical staff that our game's viewership had increased tenfold, meaning this game was not going to stop under any circumstances. But little did he know that a lot of the public had begun to protest against the game. An internal committee had also been formed to investigate the game. When a senior named Laura learned about all the issues related to the game, she approached Suzanne and said, "We have to eliminate the host. Otherwise, he will continue to manipulate criminals like this. And he will continue to take innocent lives." Now, only Joy and Anthony were left in the game, and before them, a green-colored door opened. After entering, both of them were teleported to a vast desert. The host appeared before them and said, "You both are the finalists, and the audience really likes you. But now it's time for the final stage. In this final round, your feet will be chained, and there are 2 keys hidden in a circular area. If you find the keys and unlock your chains, one of you will win by escaping outside the circle." With that, the host vanished. Joy understood that if she killed Anthony, she would automatically win. So, she started attacking the injured Anthony. At the same time, we learned the reality that it wasn't anyone else who killed Anthony's wife, but Joy herself. Joy had come to Anthony's house to rob him that night and accidentally ended up taking Anthony's wife's life. Now, Anthony wanted to capture Joy and kill her, but suddenly 3 large T-Rex dinosaurs entered the circle, putting both their lives in danger. They immediately began searching for the key buried in the sand. After a considerable search, Joy found a key just as the 3 carnivorous dinosaurs were fighting among themselves, causing one of them to fall on Joy's chain, preventing her from getting free. Meanwhile, Anthony continued to search for the key, and suddenly something got stuck in his hand. It was a key to unlock his chain. Joy managed to free herself from the dinosaur as well, but one dinosaur was still alive and began chasing Anthony and Joy to kill them. Anthony and Joy quickly tried to escape the circle, but the countdown for that stage had already run out. Anthony managed to put his head outside the circle, but because Joy was late, the collar around her neck exploded, meaning Anthony won the final round. Now, he could exit the game and return to his world freely. However, at the Virtual Reality Game Center, Laura appeared and held everyone at gunpoint. Laura was accompanied by soldiers who instructed everyone to stop their work. Laura wanted to teach the host a lesson about the true meaning of this game, so she forcefully took him into the VR world near the dinosaur. The host asked his technical staff to remove the dinosaurs in front of them, but Laura killed that worker. Consequently, the dinosaur quickly devoured the host, meaning that the host was now dead in reality as well. After completing his game, Anthony returned to the real world, but a bullet from the soldiers, who were continuously shooting the workers, struck him. All the workers began fleeing from the attack, and poor Laura, who stood for the truth, was also killed. Now we see a scene set several months later, revealing that Anthony is still alive and recovering. All the accusations against him regarding his wife's murder are proven false, and he begins to happily live his life with his children. Thus, our story comes to an end here.